Like I said, on to more serious reviews.
Merry Christmas to all, now you're all gonna die. The night Santa went crazy, the night Saint Nick went insane, realized he'd been getting the wrong.
I'm Captain Cinema. Remember how last year had an over-the-top Christmas special? Yeah, well, I'm not doing any of that this year. This year there will be no non-sequiturs. Just a normal review about the holiday season, completely devoid of mashups and sarcasm. I mean, you'll see absolutely no cutaways.
Who is it?
Not cool.
1, 2, 3.
Cool. Oh, wait. Were you gentle? Were you kind? Did you treat her like a lady? Oh, you better be joking. Then what I say? I said I will shut that shit down! You got no guts.
This is the kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Hot diggity dog! I am about 50% more into you now. You are adorable.
It is gross as shit.
I think it would be enjoyable to screw your brains out. I mean, if, you're agreeable.
Well, that just set the tone. Have you ever noticed that most people have a misconception of elves? They're either seen as Buddy the Elf or Legolas. There's no in between. Most people don't see them as elfin-kind portrayed in the fairy tales, mischievous and yet highly intelligent. If a movie portrayed them in a positive light, either befriending Rudolph or helping Santa or saving Middle-earth, it shows the betterment of their species. However, there are those movies that depict them in negative light.
Long before the birth of light, there was darkness. And from that darkness came the Dark Elves. Millennia ago, the most ruthless of their kind, Malekith, sought to transform our universe back into one of eternal night.
Calling them Dark Elves.
They will tire of you. They have already turned against you. Leave them. Is it them or us? Which holocaust should be chosen?
That's just a poor choice of words, especially with the theme of this movie. So I'm reviewing a movie called Elves. No, it's not a sequel to the 2003 movie Elf. Although, a fake Elf trailer wouldn't be appropriate. Earlier this year, actor Dan Haggerty, best known as Grizzly Adams, passed away. Haggerty wasn't the only celebrity that played Santa that passed away this year. But he was the only one to be in a movie about a satanic cult of Nazi scientists trying to resurrect a mythical creature. Like I said, poor choice of words. But with a plot like that, how come it isn't more widely known? This seems right up my alley. Spoilers! Elves is about Kirsten, a teenage girl in her mid-20s who, along with her friends, does what all teenage girls do. Go into the woods and summon the spirit of the woods.
Let's get out of here. Well, what about the ceremony? We just have to be blood sisters. No.
When Kristen returns home, we learn that she's a modern-day Cinderella.
Grandpa, I was just gonna...
First was for being here without my permission. The second was for the lie you were about to tell.
Well, you broke the rules. You're going to have to be punished.
He's already slapped me twice.
Well, that isn't going to stay with you. But this will. Your savings account is history.
Pervert? I'm not a pervert. I like seeing naked girls. I'm your fucking sister. Yeah, and you've got fucking big tits, and I'm gonna tell everybody I saw them.
Dude, that's your sister! That's just wrong!
It's finally happened. I'm living a cliche. My cat is the only friend I have left.
This is where we meet the elf of our movie. I'm gonna call him Chuckles. During the attack, the little brother is scratched, but the mom thinks that this was the cat. And... hold up. Hold up. Are those Empire Strikes Back bed sheets? I still have my Empire Strikes Back curtains.
Man, like a ninja, only like a gremlin.
Don't be ridiculous, you were dreaming. There's your answer. It was the cat.
It was a fucking little ninja troll.
We are now introduced to the chain-smoking ex-detective, currently unemployed Grizzly Adams, played by Dan Haggerty, who is, well, let's face it, we all pretty much know he's going to play Santa because, well, just look at him. What other part is he going to play? So, second Santa ends up getting a job working at a department store that also happens to employ Kirsten. The only joy Kirsten has at work is teasing Santa.
Ho, ho, ho. And what do you want for Christmas, little girl?
For it not to be Christmas.
Why?
I hate snow. Can you make it snow?
Oral.
What?
Santa said oral.
I understand that she's teasing Santa, but there's a time and place.
Hi, Santa.
Santa and Kristen get reprimanded, but Santa made the mistake of messing with Chuckles' woman. But Kristen gets yelled at for being sexually assaulted. What the hell?
You're in uniform. I could fire you both, but I won't. It's Christmas.
While Kristen's having the worst day at work, her mom is trapping, drowning, and burying her cat in the backyard. Whatever happens to her, I will be shocked. Back at the department store, Chuckles gets his revenge on Santa by removing his jingle bells? No! All Santa wanted to do was enjoy some white Christmas snow that he put up his nose. So they have to call in a new Santa. Hopefully this one isn't ruled by his libido.
Santa, I make my runs about the break of day. They call me back door.
Kristen gets questioned by the cops, who have no sympathy for her being sexually assaulted at work and threatened by her employer. Is everyone in this town stupid? After the day from hell, Kristen comes home, only to discover that her cat is missing.
Here, Aggie!
You look terrible.
Yeah, well, I had a rough day at work. Santa got murdered.
I don't find that funny. Not in the least.
Have you seen Agamemnon?
I haven't seen the cat all day.
Agamemnon!
Because Chuckles is following Kirsten, he decides to take it upon himself to help her look for her missing cat, which he finds and returns it to her. The next day, Kirsten meets Santa, who are both having a rough time this season. Oh, come on! Dan Haggerty had one of the greatest beards in cinema history! He didn't need to wear the Santa beard, he could have just gone on natural. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's where the term bear comes from. Oh well. Being a former detective, Santa notices a strange marking next to the outline. What does this rune mean?
Noise. I'm not a detective anymore. I'm not even a store detective anymore. This is none of my concern. I'm Santa. All I gotta do is just take care of my reindeer.
Why?
Because if you don't feed the reindeer, they'll die.
Always known where you were. We have simply respected your desire for privacy.
Then why come here now?
You had us convinced they could not be resurrected.
It's true!
It turns out that Kirsten's grandpa is a former Nazi occultist who gets contacted by other occultists who want to help Chuckles get it on with Kirsten. Kirsten, being fed up with her job, decides to have a slumber party at the store. Because Santa doesn't have a place to stay, he decides to stay in that same store as well.
Just don't tell my parents, okay?
It's okay, just calm down.
I can't calm down, okay? Oh, God, just don't arrest us, okay?
He can't arrest us. He's Santa. What are you doing here?
I'm taking care of things.
No, you're not. You didn't even have a job this morning. You're the one who put the tape on the back door. See, you're not supposed to be here either. Well, we won't tell if you won't.
I'll make a deal with you. You don't steal anything. You don't break anything. And you clean up after yourselves. And don't bug me, all right?
That seems reasonable. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? The Nazis break in pum-pum-pum-pum. They take a hostage, pum-pum-pum-pum. Chuckles attacks her friend, pum-pum-pum-pum. Santa is packing Pete, rum-pum-pum-pum, 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 rum-pum-pum-pum. I never thought I'd see Grizzly Adams Santa in a shootout with Nazis in a department store while trying to cock-block an elf. This is probably the most original plot I've ever heard of. After the carnage, the cops finally show up, but because Santa is an ex-cop, his old partner gives him 24 hours to clear his name and find Chuckles. The next 20 minutes of this movie is spent watching Santa do research on elves and learning that there was a Nazi cult hell-bent on resurrecting them.
Think that I'm a crackpot?
Oh. Are you asking if I believe in elves? No, I don't. But God did.
Why do you hate everyone? Why do you hate me so much?
We finally learn why Kirsten's mom hates everyone, including Kirsten and her grandfather, with such a heavy passion.
You want to talk to Dad? Go down to the study and talk to him.
When are you saying Dad's dead?
Dad is in the study.
Grandfather is in the study.
Your father's dead. The man in the study is your grandfather. And your father!
It was not traumatic for her at all. I would do nothing to hurt my own daughter. She was drugged and unconscious. I took no pleasure in it.
Oh, as long as you didn't take any joy in it, you sick Nazi bastard! The house gets under attack, first by Chuckles, who kills the mom. Good for him. But is it me, or does it look like Chuckles is masturbating? And then by Nazis. Can Santa save the day? Will Chuckles and Kristen consummate before midnight, bringing forth the Antichrist? Why was this movie so unbelievably sexist? Well, that's the movie Elves. The movie has an original idea, one that if done well could have made it a really good movie. But with its shoddy editing, poor directing, and terrible acting, this movie was doomed from the beginning. The puppet of Chuckles was decent and used well in some spots, but when he's actually showed, it's laughable. And sadly, Chuckles is the most likable character in this film. In fact, if you think about it, Chuckles is a hopeless romantic. He kills the Santa who sexually assaults Kristen, he returns her cat after her mother killed and buried it, he made sure that her friends weren't prettier than her. In fact, this movie might be a little bit better if it was turned into a romantic drama. If you come across it, skip it. Unless you have a strange fetish for Nazi-exploitation films. That's just my opinion. Unless someone makes a romantic drama about Chuckles the Elf.
I'm living a cliche. My cat is the only friend I have left. What?
Santa said oral.
Daddy, what's elves?
Elves.